Hi, my name is Sue. My online name is Too Tired to Cook, which is a long story that I'm not going to go into now. And I teach traditional Chinese medicine through cooking and healthy eating. That is, I teach the philosophy of traditional Chinese medicine and cooking with the ingredients, medicinal ingredients that are easily accessible to people around the world, but particularly in Israel, which has no Chinatown. So it can be challenging, but I teach you cooking with accessible ingredients. I will also teach you how to choose quality produce, where to buy, and at the best price. How to cook with quality ingredients, what to cook, when to cook, because Chinese cooking is using very fresh produce, which means cooking with nature, cooking with produce that's in season, that's in abundance, and at full nutritional peak value. I I did not come to this by accident. I've been working for almost 30 years as an art director, creating corporate identities, logos, branding, and peak of that, I was diagnosed with cancer. Went through surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, and I'm still taking medication for the next decade. And I went through a lot of research during and after the chemotherapy and how to recover from the chemotherapy and how to rebuild my body. And realizing that everything I was learning took me right back to my roots, back to what I was eating as a child, growing up in my parents' Chinese restaurant and eating particularly the food that my mother made, who is a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner at home, who learned from her mother. So everything I learned on a scientific and data-driven evidence base was taking me right back to what my mother was cooking and knew from tradition and from culture and from my Hatgai roots. Hatgai is a particular tribe of Chinese who live in the mountains. We are known for our agricultural knowledge and our direct and intimate connection to the land through agriculture and through cooking. And finding my way back, initiated by a terrible diagnosis, led me to this path of sharing my knowledge, not only what I grew up with, but also my research that is not just supported but proving the phenomenon powers and healing properties of food. And that is what my message is, and that is what I do, and that is what I share with my followers.